Where should I go for vacation?
How about the Sahara Desert in the medieval time?
No.
Why not?
I want to go someplace cool, like Hawaii. The Sahara Desert is so not cool.
How dare you say that? I'm from the Sahara Desert.
So, why should I visit?
You should visit because the Sahara Desert has many things to do there, from visiting unique and different villages to watching dances of many fashions.
And
In fact, I can set you up with a HT2 Master Pro that will take you to the Sahara Desert in the medieval times.
what does our HT stand for?
It stands for Akshat, Isidro, and Shuhin. These are the names of kids who have changed the world with their cunning choice of words and intelligence.
Just out of curiosity, why are you wearing such ridiculous clothes?
These are Saharan clothes that protect us from the heat, light, and sand. We cover our faces as well.
There's no way you can see in that thing.
Hold up a random amount of fingers.
How many fingers am I holding?
4.
Wow! Anyways, what else is there to do?
There is. Oh, wait. I'll show you a clip from my iPhone.
Hello, this is AHT Productions. And in case you don't know what HT stands for, Akshat, Cedar Tuhan. But apparently, H is not here. So today we'll just be asked Akshat Tuhan. So, what is this advertisement about? I know, right? Okay, let me tell you. It's about a trip to the Sahara Desert. But not just the Sahara Desert, the medieval Sahara Desert. Wow, that's so cool. But I know. I think to you, we look like children, right? Small businessmen. But we're not. We are kids. Yeah, kids. And we are going to take you to the Sahara Desert on a really cheap flight. Only $100. Oh, you forgot. It was $79.99. It was for our most extraordinary customers. So, anyways, you don't think that we can take you to the medieval times? Well, I'm about to prove you wrong. Let's go to the medieval time. Now, you can see these Arab traders trading. Hey, woman! You want to trade for that gold necklace? I'll trade you a candy. Sold? Yeah. Thank you. And there's also many plants here. Like, as you can see, this is amazing.
Well, that was intriguing. Those people, Chehin and Akshat, looked very smart. Wait a minute. How are we in a different place now?
Oh, we were walking while you were deep in thought. Eventually, we reached my garage and the video ended. Anyways, have you changed your minds yet?
Oh, I didn't notice you were gone while I was watching the advertisement.
Yeah, I was also changing my clothes.
Why?
Because it was getting way too hot. This is American. I want to go American style. This is so late.
Not really. To answer your question, no, but I could change my mind if you tell me more. First of all, let's sit down.
Sure, why not? First, I'll tell you about some special experiences that are offered with HT2 Master Pro.
Okay.
So, to convince you to do, I will tell you about listening to African music through instruments and songs, hearing African mythology, seeing warfare, and participating in a trading experience. African music was expressed through music instruments, singing and dancing.
Just like us Brits.
Maybe not. Music instruments used in African culture are the balafon, the tent, the color, and the mist. The balafon and the tent are drums that are made from animal hide and are beat with a steady hand. The mist is a hollowed out fruit with a string attached to it, which is played with a bow. The color is a similar instrument, except with multiple strings.
These instruments have very funny names to them. They are very different from what I am used to. The spellings are also not what I would originally expect.
I guess you can think about it that way. African folklore is also told by griots, village storytellers. They are the ones playing the instruments, dancing, and singing the songs.
That's a funny word, Griot.
Well, I could say that banana is a funny word.
Oh well, please go on with the information. It is very interesting.
Ignoring that, Griots also sing songs telling visitors and tourists about their ancestors and dancing to show action.
I would love to see that.
There's a very good chance you might.
That makes me excited. Tell me about African mythology. Oh, even better, tell me some of their myths.
If you insist. Griots also tell you about mythology and stories of great events and deeds happening to the history of Africa. These are stories are passed down from griot to griot, woman to woman, and parent to offspring in different tribes and areas. A lot of famous myths are told at the Mantlo, or shrine to mythical beings of the world. It is like the God above Islam.
Get on with it. I want to hear the myths.
Well, a lot of African myths are really long, so I'll just tell you their beliefs.
Okay.
So, one belief is believed by the Mant people. They believe that the creator of the world, Marmugaru, created this world and intentionally left this world unfinished. It went on to observe how our peoples have shaped this world.
That sounds sort of wise, but it also sounds like this god is toying with us.
Nobody really knows. Another belief is that all elephants are reincarnations of former chiefs. This is why elephants are respected widely. Well, those are all that come to mind. Now let me tell you about other experiences that tell you why you should visit. They improved in warfare, medicine, trade, etc. Name any concept, and I will tell you all the improvements in that field.
Is it a challenge?
You bet it is.
Fine. In every place we study in history, there were some empires ruling, and they exceeded in some part of survival. What were the empires, and in what part of survival did they exceed?
The empires were Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. Ghana was the first empire, and the Songhai was the last. Since these empires are in the Sahara desert, they couldn't have agriculture. They exceeded in trade. Ghana controlled trans-Saharan trade. Travel across the desert was very difficult, but two factors led them trade: the introduction of camels and the spread of Islam. Camels were brought to the Sahara around 300 CE. Camels can drink up to 25 gallons of water at one time. Because of this, camels are used to travel the desert. In fact, camels are available for tourists, so you could experience desert life on a camel. The spread of Islam helped because it spread faith throughout the Sahara. The people of the Sahara had something to believe in. You could also see Islamic culture being portrayed through people.
Well, how does this relate to me? How do I get to participate in a trading experience?
Well, you would have to have items to trade. Then you would have to find some merchants willing to trade with you. They would be on trade routes shown by your tour guide. After that, you trade with them and go away.
That's all nice, but what about the army? If the empire were attacked, it should be able to hold an invasion. What kind of army did they have?
The military included a regular army, reserve forces, and elite soldiers. The regular army was made of several thousands of soldiers. They kept the borders safe, put down minor revolts, and most of all, maintained peace. These soldiers wore length cotton pants, sleeveless tunics, which are long shirts, sandals, and headdresses.
What is a headdress? Wait, let me take a guess.
Okay, take a shot at it.
Okay. A headdress is a decorative covering worn on the head, often as a sign of rank. The color of a soldier's tunic and the number of feathers on his headdresses represented his rank. If you see an army, most likely you will also headdresses on them. These soldiers used spears, daggers, swords, battle clubs, and bows and arrows. The elite soldiers were selected for their courage, honesty, and intelligence. These soldiers served the king as bodyguards, escorts, and military advisors.
How did you know all this?
I did a research report once. I remembered a paragraph I wrote.
what did you think about the African empires?
Wow! Their armies are so cool. Well, I have the same question as before. Where can I see these armies of Ghana, Songhai, and Mali? How do I consult them? I'm very curious and very interested in the art of warfare.
First of all, you would need to go to each of these places and find the kingdom or the empire where the king is residing. You would need to talk to the king and politely ask to have a conversation with the war generals of the king's army. Tell him about your fascination of war. He will show you and tell you where to go.
Okay, now I'm convinced. I really want to go to the Sahara Desert in the medieval times. What do I need to know?
First, you need to protect yourself. We will have to go to the local center and buy a long, warm robe and get a mask to cover your face from sand.
That's it. I thought I needed much more. This seems simple enough.
Oh, that's not it at all. There's much more.
Like what?
In the Sahara Desert at night, the temperatures become freezing. Pack lots and lots of warm clothing that can serve as layers. It becomes very chilly. Bring clothes like wool socks, heavy jackets, and insulated sleeping bags.
So I guess there are lots of extreme temperatures there, right?
Exactly. You also need to know that it is very sandy and that there are many sand dunes. It also gets windy and be sure to watch out for quicksand. Because of these extreme temperatures and dangers are waiting, wear long boots.
I'd probably get really hungry and thirsty there. Where can I get food and drink?
For drink, you can get lots of water from oases in the desert. You will need to ask your tour guide to make sure the oasis is not owned by a tribe. If it is, you will need to get permission from the tribe. With your tour guide's permission, you can ask the tribe leader for some tea.
What is an oasis, and what will happen if I don't get permission and I drink?
An oasis is a body of water found in the desert. The oasis is surrounded by plants, so those are the only parts in the desert you can grow crops. And for your other question, you will probably be put to trial or immediate death.
That sounds tough. So then I need to know, are there any vegetation or crops that I might be able to see?
You would mostly see these plants near oases or where water surfaces to the ground. These plants are called ephemeral plants. Specifically, you would see olive trees. Otherwise, you would only see cacti in places where there is very little water. Crops that you would see at near oases if farmers are present. They grow onions, tomatoes, eggs, and corn.
Well, at least I know where to find food, drink, and vegetation. Is there any especially important equipment that I need to have?
Yes, there is survival equipment. They are spare car parts for when your Jeep breaks down. Compass, GPS unit, water enough for a gallon or two a day, lots of fuel, hat, sun protection, and sand ladders.
What's a sand ladder?
It is a sort of ladder which protects your car's wheels from getting stuck in the sand.
Can you give me some advice on how I could survive?
Sure. You'll need to carry emergency packets of food and water so you will be safe when stranded. Also, make sure to never do anything without your tour guide's permission. Branching out of that, stay with your guide and travel in large groups of people.
So are there any more dangers that I might encounter?
Well, other than thirst, starvation, being stranded, being taken hostage by tribes, and being lost, you could be attacked by bandits and...
Whoa. Bandits?
Let me finish, please. There are also sandstorms that can be fatal.
If that's all, then I'll leave. Thanks for